Hey, family, I'm Russ. Super excited to be back again with another 5-minute pivot or less. I'm recently reading through Craig Groeschel's book, Lead Like It Matters. It's an update from his book he had a couple years ago, just simply titled It. I would encourage you to definitely read the book. And it talks about how certain churches and certain leaders have it, and how that it makes the difference in their impact and in their push and in their just appeal to the community always through the gospel of Jesus Christ. But he has a story in there that he reminded me rather of a story that I've heard before, but he reminded me of it, and I want to share it with you. Walt Disney, the Walt Disney franchise, the Walt Disney World, all of the Disney products that Walt Disney never actually saw fully, physically, Walt Disney World in its finished state. And it happened several years. Well, when on opening day, somebody asked one of the VPs or one of the executives, asked them, hey, how do you think, or rather, isn't it sad that Walt Disney didn't get to see the actual Walt Disney World and the finished product? And the person responded back and said he saw it because if he didn't see it, we wouldn't be here. That at the end of the day, his vision, he saw it because he knew that this is what he was supposed to do. For me, I will say he saw it because he knew this is what God had called him to do. So he saw it before he saw it. And it really, in the book, Pastor Craig pushes on the point of vision here, on the point of being able to paint a vision so clear that everyone in your organization can see it. And it made me think for this 5-minute pivot, not just about your church, not just about those who you lead in your business, but what about your personal life? Do you have a vision that you can see before you see it? Do you have a vision that you can understand before you can understand it? Do you have a vision that you can touch before it's actually touchable? And that really, I think, is the encouragement that I see inside this just one piece of this book, again, that Pastor Craig wrote, that I think will be awesome for you to read as I'm being blessed, as I'm reading through it, but really want to challenge and really want to encourage us in this 5-minute pivot that we need to examine the vision that we have, that even though we may not be able to tangibly feel it, be able to tangibly walk in it just yet, understanding and knowing that at the end of the day, if we see it well enough, that we'll be able to see it in the physical as well. And so I'm hoping that you are writing, you are visioning, you are writing down wherever you are in your life, whatever you're doing in your life, whether it's you're single or whether you are married or whether you are in a different season of life, that there's always a vision that God has for us. But the question is, are we able to have enough vision in that vision to actually work it so that it can be tangible, to actually work it so that it can be, get this, it can not just last for us, but it can last for others to come. That, I think, is the biggest thing about vision, that when you actually have a vision that is God ordained and God breathed and really God focused, that it's not just about you, it's about those that will be able to come behind you. I think, and I love the scripture and the text, and God reminds us that at the end of the day, that he knew us, that he prepared for us even in our mother's wombs. At the end of the day, God had a vision, and that vision then birthed us, but that vision birthed more than us, because we're not just simply for ourselves, we're for those that we should impact. So again, I'm hoping that you can dial in your vision. How do you write down your vision? How do you explain your vision? How do you plan and prepare for the vision that God has given you so that it can be tangible, not just in this life, but in the life of those who are going to be impacted by what God has called you to create? Thank you again for getting on to this quick 5-minute pivot or less. I'm sure we didn't do 5 minutes today, but make sure that you like, you comment, you subscribe, you share, you send this to someone who you think would be encouraged by it. And remember that this is your season of opportunity. God bless.